I tested every Govee Galaxy Star Projector on the market to figure out which is the best for your space. Govee has just released 3 brand new Galaxy Star Projectors, completing their full lineup. First off, they've launched their 2nd generation of their flagship model, the disc-based Govee Galaxy Light Projector 2 Pro. Now, this projector is in contrast to the LED-based Star Projectors, of which Govee now has 3. The Star Projector with NEBULA, the Starlight Projector Ocean Wave, and the original Starlight Projector from last year, the AURORA. The goal of this video is to give you a full overview of Govee's projector lineup, highlight the key differences, and show you some side-by-side demos so you can decide which is the right one for you. The only projector not physically on the table with me right now is the original Galaxy Projector Pro. But I do have it right here, and I have tested it against the new Galaxy 2 Pro. If you want to see that comparison, it will be in my dedicated Galaxy Projector 2 Pro review. So for this video, let's keep things focused on the full lineup overview, helping you figure out which one you'd like to check out in more depth. This is the Future Space Collective, where we explore the world of products for imagination. As always, chapter timecodes and deal links are in the description below. If you find this video helpful, I ask that you please consider supporting the channel by using those deal links in the description if you buy a projector. It costs you nothing extra and ensures you get an authentic projector at the best price and allows me to keep making videos like this. A true win-win. Let's first start off with what all these projectors have in common. They each feature a dedicated projection dome or lens, a dedicated laser projector cutout, built-in physical button controls, and they all have a rotating head that you can angle however you like. Since they're Govee products, they're fully integrated into the Govee ecosystem, meaning you can control them via the Govee Home app over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and they can integrate with Alexa, Google Assistant, or Matter for voice control or further smart home integration.
Computer, turn on Galaxy Projector. Set Galaxy Projector to 10%. Turn off Galaxy Projector.
All of them also include a built-in Bluetooth speaker for those inbuilt ambient tracks or white noise modes, though you can switch that off if you'd rather go without. And like most modern gadgets, they use USB-C power, so you can run them from a USB wall adapter or even a portable battery bank, as long as it can provide the required 15 watts of power, which for those not familiar is similar to how much power a modern smartphone would need to slow charge itself. Okay, so now let's break down the differences between all the projectors, starting with the new flagship, the Govee Galaxy Light Projector 2 Pro. So unlike the rest of the lineup, this one here is the only model that combines disc projection with laser stars. If you're new to Galaxy projectors, there are basically 2 types. You have your disc-based projectors, and the other type, you have your LED laser-based projectors. Disc-based projectors aim for realism using rotating image discs to create detailed atmospheric scenes. Whereas on the other hand, LED laser models use colored LEDs and lasers to create more abstract light effects. What makes the 2 Pro unique is that it blends both. It's still disc-based at its core, but with the addition of blue laser stars. You can run the discs or lasers independently or combine them for a hybrid effect. The new Galaxy Light Projector 2 Pro uses a 4 megapixel HD glass lens, delivering what Govee is saying crystal clear detail, and it also comes with the 8 swappable glass disc scenes. As you see right here, this nice little magnetic closing booklet, which also has a little piece of plastic to protect from fingerprints. In terms of coverage, it projects about a 16-foot diameter from 8 feet away, which is roughly 200 square feet, and can expand beyond to 300 square feet if you position it further back at around 10 to 12 feet. This projector is also packing over double the brightness of the previous generation at 230 lux, making it an industry leader among disc-based projectors. I dive deeper into brightness tests, demos, and comparisons in my dedicated Galaxy Projector 2 Pro video. So at launch, this projector is priced at $179.99 USD. Moving on to the rest of the lineup, these models fall into the LED laser category of star projectors. They use LED patterns with green laser stars to create their overall atmosphere. Starting with the Govee Star Projector with Nebula effect. As the name suggests, this one projects a brilliant, highly detailed nebula pattern using 7, yes that's right, 7 RGBW LED beads inside. And honestly, this might be the most interesting projector of the bunch for me. Not only is it the most advanced in terms of LED tech, but also because most other competing projectors on the market also rely on a nebula style projector. So this projector feels instantly familiar, but with that premium Govee feel. Each of those 7 LEDs is also independently controllable however you like. So that of course opens up a huge amount of customization with loads of preset scene modes and DIY options to match whatever mood or atmosphere you're going for. Based on my tests, I can confirm the coverage on this thing is also insane. It's rated at about a 26-foot diameter from 8 feet away, or about 530 square feet. Push it back and you can get even larger coverage. And thanks to how bright and vivid the LEDs are, there's very little fall off at the edges, meaning the whole projection stays rich and full from one side of the room to the other. The price of this projector at launch is $99.99. So next up, we have the Govee Starlight Ocean Wave Projector. This one creates a dreamy, flowing water ripple effect using 4 RGBW lamp beads, simulating the gentle motion of the ocean. It's perfect if you want to turn your space into an underwater world. And like the Nebula projector, it also has a very large projection area that easily fills a room, which pairs especially well with the ambient soundtracks, 18 to be exact. And like all the rest of the projectors, there's even a smart sleep mode that can dim the light to help you fall asleep and brighten it to wake you up, which is definitely a nice touch if you're using it for relaxation or meditation. You also get plenty of preset scene modes and DIY options to tweak the effect and coloring to your liking. It's a solid addition to the lineup and comes in at $10 cheaper than the Nebula version, priced at $89.99. And finally, we have the original Govee Starlight Projector, which launched at the end of 2024, also at $89.99. This projector creates an Aurora style effect using dual RGBW lamp beads. The result is a smooth, wavy ambience that feels clean, flowing, and very lively. It's a gorgeous effect, especially if you're into that classic Aurora vibe. As a bonus, you might want to check out the Govee UPLIGHTER floor lamp, which I have covered in a separate video. It's definitely a different form factor than the projectors, but the upper section of the lamp creates a similar ripple effect with a soft moonlight-like flow, while the lower section doubles as a powerful, warm or cool white floor lamp, great for reading or working. So here are all 4 projectors on screen now for a quick side-by-side of the key specs and features we've covered so far. These all make fantastic gift ideas for just about anyone who appreciates a sense of ambience. Before we jump into the next set of demos, a few quick notes for context. So I'll be running my tests here in my studio, which does have a gray semi-textured concrete ceiling. So if you notice lines, blemishes, or fixtures in the footage, those are just the ceiling and not part of the projection itself. For best results with any of these projectors, and specifically the 2 Pro, a dark room with a tall white ceiling is ideal. But as you'll see, these projectors still perform really well on uneven or multi-level surfaces. I also want to note my camera settings will stay locked throughout all the tests so you can clearly see the differences in brightness and coverage. Okay, let's dive in. Let's start by taking a look at the stars. The 2 Pro has this really nice 3-dimensional effect created by its blue laser star module, and honestly, it's probably one of my favorite laser star effects I've tested to date. Moving over to the LED-based projectors, which all use the same green laser star module, perhaps with some slight variations from where or how the module is physically seated. You'll notice these projectors have a rotating and twinkling effect. While I definitely prefer the motion and animation style of the stars on the 2 Pro, it'd be really interesting to see if Govee ever offers this same laser style in a green variation, as green laser stars are typically much brighter at the same power and a little easier to make out. Okay, let's turn on the main projections across all the units. If you've seen some of my previous comparison videos, you know I usually like to test projectors using a purple or magenta setting, which I personally think looks the best. Now, it's not really a fair comparison when you're looking at an image-based disc scene versus an LED-generated pattern, but I have done my best to match the closest disc scenes versus the LED patterns for the different color tests you're about to see. Each projector shines in its own way, and honestly, it just comes down to which pattern style you find the most appealing, which hopefully these side-by-sides will help you to decide. The Galaxy Projector 2 Pro has a good variety of disc options, some of which are pretty epic. The Nebula projector is also a lot of fun, and dare I say, the most psychedelic of the bunch. It's very vivid in color and packed with a lot of detail. If you find water or pools relaxing, the Ocean Wave does a great job of recreating that same endless, soothing feel. And finally, the Aurora projector has a beautiful flowing pattern that blends colors seamlessly. It has this dreamy, almost meditative vibe to it. Moving on now to testing the individual colors of those RGBW LEDs. I'll flash all the individual color modes on screen, then move to showing them in the side-by-side. As I mentioned earlier with the Galaxy Projector 2 Pro, since the images on the discs are really your main projection options, I tried to simply select the disc that matched or complemented the color being tested. Now, most users will probably jump straight into the preset scene modes built into the projectors, which is also fine. These cycle through different colors and brightness levels in somewhat of an animated sequence. The challenge, though, for testing at least, is that even when the modes share the same name across different projectors, I found the actual scene animations tended to vary quite a bit. That's why I decided to focus on testing individual colors and modes that were consistent and repeatable across all the units. It's also worth mentioning that beyond the preset scenes, you can experiment with the DIY mode if you want to create your own animations. Or you can check out the community tab where you can share and download scenes made by other users. It's a really nice feature, and with how many combinations you can build, the possibilities for customized scene sequences are almost endless. There's a good chance you might just find your favorite scene mode within this community tab, which I can see growing into an endless library of options that go way beyond the built-in ones shipped from Govee. I also thought it might be helpful to quickly flash through the same tests again, this time in a triple split side-by-side format. For this round, I left out the Galaxy Projector 2 Pro and focused only on the 3 LED patterned base projectors. This is so we can get an even closer look in a side-by-side format at how each pattern reacts across the different colors. I also tested the Aurora scene mode after the white color test. However, as I mentioned earlier, the scene modes don't really translate in a side-by-side comparison, as they do vary quite a bit between each projector. The last test is the Aurora projector versus the Govee UPLIGHTER floor lamp, since both create a similar projection effect, just in very different form factors. From my tests, I noticed 3 main differences. The Aurora projector covers a larger surface area, includes laser stars, and also has a dedicated white LED. The UPLIGHTER, on the other hand, covers a slightly smaller surface area, doesn't include stars or a white LED in its projection. The UPLIGHTER's big advantage is its brightness. It's significantly more powerful, outputting 3 to 4 times the brightness of the Aurora projector, in addition to its capabilities as a floor lamp I mentioned earlier. So now that we've gone through all the side-by-side results from the full lineup of Govee projectors, you should have a good sense of each projector's visual style. If you're already sold and can't wait to get one of these awesome projectors for yourself, I urge you to use our affiliate links below, which will take you straight to the product pages on the official Govee site, which is where I recommend purchasing from. And I'll be keeping these links updated for any active deals. But if you're not sold just yet, let's continue onto one of my dedicated projector review videos popping up on screen now. There, I'll dive deeper into features we haven't fully explored yet, and even how these projectors stack up against others on the market. So, what are you waiting for? Click one, and I'll see you over there in the next video.